welcome back. Week 2 of the coach's office. I'm here with Richie Donady, the Hall of Famer.
Right.
We got rid of Conley for this segment. We felt last week he was dragging us down.
Yeah, he was.
So
Keeping him afloat's hard work.
Hey, big news today from the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Oh, man. Urban Meyer, done.
Done.
We were joking earlier. We said we haven't been this upset since Dean Connolly quit at Canfield and we got stuck with Pitts.
And it's been a rough year and 32 days, but who's counting?
I heard it's a health problem. I heard an interview with Chris Carter today.
On Pitts or
explain a lot of it on Urban.
Oh, okay. Pitts has got the diabetes, so I didn't.
He's giving himself shots in the stomach every hour.
Yeah, that's
Can't
made
be
up. That's saline. All right, so we're here to talk about results from last week, kind of week 1. It was kind of flux week because you had some schools, Canfield, Girard, who had been in the playoffs and they didn't have guys really going. But we're going to start with Cambridge. Beaver and West Branch were kind of the local teams, our EWL teams there. Beaver took first, West Branch took third. And Rich, kind of out of the gate, I think one thing that stuck out to me was, the young guys from Beaver local and how well they did.
Oh, man, I broke it down. Behind my stats, I have the grades of their kids that placed, and it's amazing, man. They had 2 ninth grade champions in that tournament. Apparently, what we heard about Logan Hours over the years is true.
Yeah, that's
he beat the number 2 wrestler in the state, Peyton Keller. Great. Had to be a great match. I'd love to see that. It was an OT.
4-2 OT. Yeah.
I was. They ran away with the tournament down there in Cambridge, Beaver local. All their guys, all that power we talked about last week, the way their lineup projected, they dominated that tournament. They took first with 318 points. Heck, I think they were about 120 ahead of the next place.
Yeah, I think it was Minerva and then West Branch.
Yeah, then West Branch. They had guys. They had a weight class 152 with the 2 state-ranked guys at 10th. That could flop either way in Burroughs rankings, Logan Krolik and Jared Wright. And they went first and second in the tournament, and they were from the same team.
That's called first world problems.
Yeah.
You got 2 guys that are ranked in the state, and they're they're in the same weight class. It's like
and I'm looking at their weights. I'm seeing some guys maybe a little heavier than what I thought they would be.
Yeah, Bo was up at 170, and he still took first there. And Seavers, obviously a freshman, down at 160. He took first.
Yeah, they have the enviable problem of trying to figure out how to get all that talent into a lineup.
Yeah. So good luck with that, Coach Williams down there.
Yeah.
Another big result I kind of saw was Christian Waite he had a nice tournament. He took second, but he lost to Cale Woods, which, no shame in that. Cale Woods is obviously a very good wrestler, and the Woods family from West Holmes is a very good wrestling family. But just, of note, Cale's second in Burroughs rankings at 113, and Christian is first at 120. So, I think Cale's probably going to start to decide: do I want to drop down to 113 and mess with Decatur, or do I, am I happy at 120?
I got to think with this result, 120 looks better. 13 Decatur, that's a hard hill to climb there. Them kids are tough.
A couple other results, West Branch guys. Thomas Caserta, he took second. He lost to Mueller from Minerva, who's a state qualifier, so certainly a nice tournament for him. And then the Mara at 220 took second to Laughlin, who's a tough wrestler, state qualifier, possibly a state placer. I think he's 6th in Burroughs rankings at 195. I know Nick Crawford's wrestled him, and he's a pretty tough kid. So a nice tournament for Mara. From West Branch. Yeah,
and to get with the Beaver guys, they actually had 6 champions in that tournament, all below 170 pounds. Logan Hours was first at 126 pounds. Cole McComas was first at 132. Skylar Lazier was first at 145. Logan Krolik took first at 152. Brendan Seavers, another one of those freshmen we're always hearing about from Beaver local, guys we heard good things about over the years. He took first at 160, and then Bo Smith the kid we were talking about last week that's a D1 commit to Edinburgh, he
Right.
took first at 170
At
pounds.
170, yeah. And just to jump on that, Laser beat Lenhoff from Indian Valley, who's a state qualifier. He beat him 7-1. Laser's third in Burrow's current rankings, and Lenhoff is fifth. So, a nice win there for Skyler. So, and that was kind of Cambridge.
I'm wondering if it's early going in the season, and you get these results, but lots of times the weight classes that the guys are going to be at when it comes tournament time haven't shaken out yet. But
yeah.
these two teams did a nice job opening weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
And Beaver's everything we thought they would be. Beaver local.
Yeah, I mean, I got to say this.
And
I don't
even
know.
it ranked sixth. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it ranked sixth, coming out of their district with the kind of talent and power they have in that lineup. I got to think they got a heck of a shot this year to be state runner-up.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we know what Graham is, but man, they look tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now they're the kind of, to me at least, the favorite in the league from a league standpoint. I mean, they set that pace week one, and we'll see what everybody else does. But they're kind of the guys out of the gate. They're the favorites out of the gate, and like you said, they're definitely in the running to be state runner-ups behind Graham this year.
I agree.
And they're young to boot.
Yeah.
So a lot of that's not going anywhere.
They'll be in the same boat.
A couple other things here. We got Boardman duels. I know you wanted to get over there, but we weren't able to. I got some results, and maybe you have different ones than I know. Boardman went 3-2. They lost to Fitch and Alliance, and then they beat Jefferson, Glen Oak, and Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah, Cuyahoga Falls.
So definitely a nice day for them, going 3-2 over some solid D1 schools there. A couple things of note for me. I think for Jefferson, in terms of the league, Jason Mays was up at 126. Now, I don't expect him to stay at 126, but I kind of thought he might make his way down to 13. But being at 126, maybe that's not where maybe he ends up at 20.
He was a huge 106 last year. We've talked
huge.
about it before, and I'm not really shocked to see him up that high. He has the body to carry that. He's a heck of a wrestler. I think he'd be fine anywhere he goes. But,
Yeah. He's gonna be
I don't know if
matchup
he'll
trouble.
stay that high. Probably depends. I don't know that district in D3. Once things settle out where everybody's going, guys will make a choice on their weight classes, and it may look different.
Another little note there. Sean O'Hara, freshman from Boardman, solid kid. Obviously, his brother Michael's been a very good wrestler for Boardman. He had a nice win over Pennington from Alliance, who's also a young, tough wrestler, and I think that was an overtime. So I kind of see that being a battle for the next couple years with those two. So Alliance ended up taking that 42-35 over Boardman.
Well, so then we had the Fitch results coming up. Fitch, they went 4-1 on the day. They beat Cuyahoga Falls 73-6. They beat Jefferson 64-11. They beat Glen Oak 56-21, and they beat Boardman 56-24. In what I consider maybe a little bit of Fitch lost some power last year, but I consider it a little bit of an upset. And Alliance with the big win, I'm sure they were happy with over Fitch, 42-36. Surprised me a little bit. Once I saw the names, the lineups, again, I'm not sure everybody is where they're going to be later.
Right.
These early results sometimes shake out a little different because guys aren't to their premium weight class.
Right. And I mean, this shocked me a little bit, but again, Shaw's that kind of guy. He's got guys ready. And then just going real quick to finish up with Solon results. We had 3 teams there: Canfield, Lakeside, and Girard. Canfield had 3 placers with Nicky Barber at 4th, Michael Crawford at 7th, Kostelic at 3rd. Lakeside had a nice win at 170 from Lagoa, who just hammered everybody like he usually does. And then Girard, obviously without some guys being in the football playoffs, Del Garbino took 2nd there, the smaller, younger Del Garbino.
Well, I saw him at 4-0. He forfeited in the finals. I'm wondering if he didn't get in the car with his dad and run over to the football game.
That's probably
it was
what
on
happened.
Saturday.
So
he forfeited out of the finals.
I didn't even see that. So certainly a nice tournament for him. So that's kind of week 1 results. Thank you.